This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 738 of Horse Tip Daily. A different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you, one day at a time. Today's tip is brought to you by Kentucky Performance Products. Simple solutions, scientifically proven. Hi, Coach Jenn here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip is from Michelle Bergeron of Right Lead Equestrian Center. Michelle is a graduate of Louisiana Scholars College and North American Riding for the Handicapped Registered Instructor, British Horse Society Certified Instructor, and a certified instructor and judge for the World Side Saddle Federation, not to mention an all-around amazing horsewoman. Today, Michelle and I trade a few tips involving ironing boards and baby oil. But first, let's hear from today's sponsor.
Hi, Glenn the Geek here from the Horse Radio Network, and I'm here with Karen from Kentucky Performance Products. We're going to talk about omega fatty acids in equine nutrition.
Called Contribute. That is it's a combination of fish oil and flax oil. And it provides a complete complement of omega-3s. Okay. It has an 8-to-1 ratio of omega-3s to omega-6s, and it contains the plant and marine sources of omega-3s. Now, there's been some palatability issues with fish oil. I don't know if you've ever smelled some of the fish oils that are... Mm-hmm. Lots of horses will run to the back of their stall and just stand there going, oh, my right. God, Mom, what did you put in my feed tub?
Some of the human pills are like that, too.
Ooh, yeah, you can really taste it. So we did a lot of research with our product, and we got a fish oil that just on its own smelled pretty good, and then we've added some flavor, some cherry flavor to it that has made it very palatable. So we have very few horses turning it down. And like anything, you have to introduce it slowly, and should introduce it slowly anyway to the horse. But we have very few horses that will turn it down.
Well, that's terrific. It's good to learn. I never knew about the ratio between the 3s and the 6s. And, of course, you can find out more information on Kentucky Performance Products' new website. Has a terrific article on this, and we'll link to that in our show notes as well as on our Facebook page. Or you could just go to kppusa.com to find out more about omega fatty acids and the Contribute product. Just look under products.
And welcome back, Michelle Bergeron of Right Lead Equestrian Center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. How are you this afternoon?
I am very well. How are you, Jen?
I'm doing great. It is the middle of winter in Louisiana, and I hear you folks have some mud.
Yeah, we have our share of mud and everyone else's share of mud as well.
All the rain that didn't fall in Texas in 2012 has arrived in your...
It has. We're so happy to share. Please, please go to Texas. They need it so much more than we do.
Well, we've got some great tips for our listeners today. What we're going to do is we're going to do trading tips because it's really weird for me to do tips by myself, talking to myself or talking to this microphone. So it's just too bizarre. I can't do it. So I've invited Michelle over to hang out with me on the recorder this afternoon. So I'm going to let Michelle do your tip first. Tell me what you've got because it's always fun.
I have a tip that is a little archaic, maybe. The youngsters listening may not identify with this, but a long time ago, there used to be ironing boards that were resident in your wall. And there was a little door, and you open the door, and the ironing board would come out, and you would iron your clothes. When you were done, you'd fold it up, shut the door, and go on with life. So if you so happen to have a house or access to a house with a fold-out wooden ironing board, you can take that sucker out, take it to the barn, bolt it up. Maybe you could make a little cabinet for it if you have a handy horse husband, and you have multiple uses. It could just be your regular saddle rack, big enough for more than one saddle. It could be a fantastic place for you to clean your saddle because you've got a nice surface there to put all your tack cleaning goo. And you could probably even put dry some saddle pads on it. Keep your blankets up off the ground. You know, stuff that always just lands on the ground.
I never thought of that. That's awesome. Yeah.
You know, and again, I don't do much with power tools just because I don't know enough about them to feel safe.
How many degrees from college do you have, and you don't use power tools?
Right. Okay. I don't really use a chainsaw. The chainsaw scares me, but I use the other stuff. I'm good with most of the other stuff. But, you know, I don't want to take any of the joy away from the horse husband, right?
That's true.
So you could even have him, you know, pare that down a little bit, narrow it, and it could, you know, be custom fit to your saddle.
And I think that places like IKEA, because they really specialize in furnishings and home things that fit in small spaces, I think they still sell a in-wall ironing board.
Really?
Yeah. So hit the online sites, folks, for in-wall ironing board, because this is a very clever idea to put in your barn. Talk about a multitasker. That's a great idea.
Handy.
Yeah.
And you could paint them. You could put your barn logo, your barn colors.
Right.
You can all over the place with
you
it.
can leave it open, and your barn cats will sit on it.
Oh, it's true. Maybe even your dog.
Maybe even your dog if you've got a Jack Russell.
That's right.
That's pretty cool. So my trading tip. Let me go over here. My trading tip for the day is another multitasker in your life.
Good.
Which is baby oil.
Okay.
Baby
now,
oil.
I got to tell you, I have an aversion to baby oil. So this better be good tip.
So it smells.
Well, it's just I can't. Something about the feel of it. So give me a good tip and change my mind.
Okay. Well, you could also substitute mineral oil for all of the above.
Okay. All right.
If you use screw-in caulks for your horse.
Oh yeah.
When you take the caulks out, have a little Tupperware or screw top container and dump them in there. It will keep them lubricated and rust-free.
Yes.
Extremely handy for removing adhesives and chewing gum of all sorts from horse and human.
Oh, and I didn't know that.
Yes. Now, I'm not sure that mineral oil is as effective, but anything sticky and gooey, baby oil will either partially or completely remove it. I discovered this early in life because I had a certain quantity of bazooka bubble gum stuck in my hair.
Which is a whole story unto itself.
Which is a whole story unto it. That was the first time I experienced short hair, too. But it was very effective in getting the bazooka bubblegum out of my hair.
That's great.
And it also is really, really handy in a pinch when you need to get the dust off of your horse and your tack. He spits a little bit of it onto a rag, and zing, it's off. It's better than spit.
Yeah, probably. Will it stain your breeches?
Well, the baby oil will stain your breeches, so you don't want to put it on like the flaps of your saddle and the seat of your saddle. But it's like
maybe wipe it off.
You need to wipe off your nose band before you go in. Yeah. Get the dust off your boot.
Nice.
Because it will help the dust stick to the cloth versus just wipe it off and it goes right back onto the animal.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that's
cool.
One of my favorite multitaskers. So there we go. Trading tips. Quickie number 1.
Very good. I might have to change my mind about baby oil.
Maybe they make baby oil that's not scented like baby oil, because I really don't like the scent of it much at all. It's icky.
Yeah, it is.
Well, thanks a lot, Michelle. We'll see you next time.
You bet. Bye.
Well, there you go. Michelle is always great fun and comes up with some fantastic light bulb tips. To listen to all of Michelle's tips, just go to horsetipdaily.com and go to the experts drop-down menu on the left. You can also go to Right Lead Equestrian Center's website at rightlead.com and see what they're up to down there in Baton Rouge. Don't forget to support our sponsors here on Horse Tip Daily because they make these podcasts possible. Today's sponsor has been Kentucky Performance Products. Ask for Kentucky Performance Products like Contribute at your local tack and feed supplier. You can find them also at online retailers, or you can visit Kentucky Performance Products website at kppusa.com. please stop by the Horse Tip Daily Facebook page and let us know what you think of the tips you hear on the show. It's also a great place to tell us about topics you'd like to hear us cover on the show. You can subscribe to all the great shows on the Horse Radio Network through iTunes or Zune and get your horse podcasts automatically downloaded to your iPod, Zune, or MP3 player. You can also listen to the shows right on Facebook. The player's right there every day. I'll be back again tomorrow with another new expert and a different horse tip. Until then, go ride your horse! The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.